Welcome, everyone. It's Teeks tip time. Time to. I forgot what my thing saying is. How bad is that? Time to start learning or something like that. Anyways, it might be a little bit of a short one today because my earphones are running out of charge. They're like 10%. Hey, Segment Terror. Nice to see you here. So I'm gonna quickly get on with it whilst we still can a minute. So the first question is from Nikki, and it's how do you make effects on words or pictures like scratch, smoke, or marble? Hey Bella, I have my volume all the way up. Really? I don't know what I've done. Very weird. Um, is that any better? I don't know. Very strange. You'll have to let me know on that one. About the same. Oh, I don't think it can go any higher, so I'm not sure. Yeah, let me try what that one does. This one here. How's this? Is that any better? I just upped the gain or added another gain. So hopefully, oh, better. Yes, good. I'm glad that sold easy. Tell me if you get echoes and things now, because that was the reason I had to close this off before. So here we go. But like I say, if it cuts out, it's because I've lost earphones and whatever. Like 10% battery. Very kind of fine today. So question one: how do we make effects on words or pictures like scratch, smoke, or marble? Okay, so first thing we need to understand here is what blend modes do. So I'm just gonna put a little label up here saying about two particular blend modes. One is multiply, which basically makes all the whites come through in your image, and screen makes all the black, which I'll demonstrate now. So let's start with the scratches. Yeah, I'm just trying to find where's Nikki. Get rid of them. Okay, so we've got the word Nikki here because she said try on text. So what we've got as well is we got a black background with white scratches and a white background with black scratches. So this is where the blend modes come in. So I'll just put them back on screen 2 seconds. So anything that's white is multiply, anything that's black is screen. So here we go. So get rid of that, put Nikki back on. So this one's black, and we'll just put that inside of Nikki. Oh, actually, I'll turn it on first. Put it inside Nikki, so it's clipped to just Nikki. 9, it was grey. Hey, Nikki, just chat about you. Don't worry about it. Like, come into the chat, hearing your name. Where was I? Yeah, so if you remember, I'll turn this one off. Nikki's actually wrote in grey, and this image is black and white. So if we change the blend mode now, remember black is it multiply screen? One of them. Black screen. So now we get the grey that was the original, and then the scratches you can see through because the screen. Now we can do it the opposite way, so I'll just take that one out and put that one in. So this is white with black scratches into Nikki, so like that, but we want the grey original and just the scratches on top. So what we can do is go to multiply. Oh, yeah, multiply, and you'll see grey block with black scratches, just like that. This also works on pictures, which I'll show you now. So this is a photo. Yeah, just turn that question off. So this is just an image off of Pixabay. And what we're going to do is the exact same with those two. So I'll just put on the white one. There we go. So that is the white scratches. Put it inside the photo and change blend mode. And so white is multiply, and you see the scratches on top of the photo, just like so. And just turn that one back off and put on black. Put it inside the photo, just like that. And then change the blend mode. I think this one's screen. There we go. So you can see the scratches through it. Convert some to white, but they are black. Creepy eyes, yeah. Absolutely. I just changed it at random just to show you what happens on the image. Do you know that? Is that too loud? Because it's loud to me. Just turn the one of the games down slightly. How's that? Because it was blowing my ears out. So loud. So, that is scratches. So just turn that one off, like so. And then we'll go to smoke, because that was your next one. So we won't use the image now. It's a bit of a nightmare on Elm Street. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, I love that house. You could put a ghost on it. Well, I was like, we won't use it. So what you'll find is that one or the other will work really good, and the other one won't work as good. So on the smoke, for example, if I put the white one into Nikki, turn it on, so you can see the marble in there, but it's very faint. So even when you put the blend mode on, which I think was multiply, so it goes back to the grey Nikki, you'll see the effect is very slight. You see that in there, but it is very slight. Whereas if you put the other type, I'll just pick this one out. So what we got is the black version with the white smoke. We put that one into Nikki, like so. So now you can see it much clearer. But when we put multiply, not multiply, screen on now. So we get the grey original back. You can see the effect much clearer. So that is the smoke. Or did I say marble? I meant snake on this one. Marbles next. So that was snake, and then you were doing marble, the next one. So again, I've got black and white, and you'll find one of them work really good, and the other one doesn't. So let's try the white one into Nikki. Does help if it's switched on. So that is it as standard. But when we turn on, I think it was multiply, that's actually pretty cool. So you see the effects there through Nikki. And we'll try the black version. So I'll just turn on the black one. Put that into Nikki. That actually looks pretty cool as is. But we want to change the blend mode to screen to get that original color back. Screen. And that actually looks more like marble than the other one. See what I mean? Wow. Love the marble. Yeah. Oh, I really like that. This is a vector. Very cool. So yeah, it does look really cool, that one. So that is hopefully the answer to your questions. And like I said, get back to your question, wherever it is. So yeah, scratch, make, marble. It's basically to do with blend modes. So you put the effect into the photo and then add the blend mode depending on whether it's black or white. That's what they do. So hopefully that answers your question, Nikki. And we'll get on to the next one. Turn that one off. And then we've got a question from me, which is a bit odd. Same as last week. So I actually had another non-subscriber just a comment on YouTube, and they were asking this particular thing about this photo that they wanted doing, but they didn't send me the photo so I couldn't use it. So I had to quickly make something up. So here we go. So this one I've never really shown before. Well, I might have done, but not like this. So this is not really a question. This is a funny thing that Affinity does with the groups. It's very strange. So I don't know whether you've noticed, but Affinity and groups sometimes works really good and sometimes works hardly at all. It's very odd. But sometimes you can use the groups to your advantage. So I'll show you what I mean. Let me just turn off that question and we'll write some text with the artist text tool. So we'll just go and type and subscribe. Just like that. I'll make this red so that, or should I make it blue? No, I'll make it red. I didn't have the move tool. Red. There we go. So I'll just make it smaller so we can see it. And there we go. Now then, if I duplicated that, just bear with me, this won't work, but you duplicate that and then you sort of misalign them and make one a slightly different color, say blue. So it looks really cool. But when you try and change that text, you only change one of them. You know what I mean? Like, you see that. If you type something else, it doesn't change the one underneath. But we can make Affinity do that with groups. I know it sounds strange, and bear with me, this is a bit of a confusing one. but it will work. So I'll just quickly type a subscribe again. This might crash you, so prepare yourself, because it's not meant to do this, but it does do this. And it's very cool that it does do this. So let's go back to our red subscribe just there. There we go. So with that subscribe, I'm now gonna just make something else, like a rectangle just here. Make that red as well. Just something that we can now put it into a group. Just like that. So now the object is in a group. Very cool. I'm going to pull out the rectangle just outside, but the word subscribe is still in the group. So we can do something very interesting from here. We can now put that rectangle back into another group, and then you'll find that the group is within a group. So you've still got the original subscribe, and then you've got a group and a rectangle. It's very confusing. But what we can do, we could just delete a rectangle, and we've still got a group within a group, and then the original word. With me so far? I know it sounds strange, but here we go. So, not how are we? So that subscribe that's just there. What we're gonna do, we're gonna make that into a symbol. That's what I must have done earlier. So we'll just delete on and get a new one. So let's add a symbol, and there we go. Just the word subscribe. But if we get the group from subscribe and go to duplicate that group and then move it so slightly off, just like that. If I can do it. I would change the color, but this is a bit Affinity on iPad. Still doing the zoom thing. Yeah, there is a few flaws, but there's some good ones. So I won't change color. I'll show you that next. But just out of interest, those two subscribes, which I showed you earlier, when you just change one, it didn't change it. But now when you change one, they both change. Isn't that interesting? So now we know it does that. We can add more. So let's add another one. We go to that top group, duplicate it, we'll put it just off slightly again. In fact, we'll put it right there. Now go back to the original, into the text original, and change the word. And oh look, it changes all three. That's crazy, isn't it? Right? Now, I'm surprised it's not crashed yet, because it really shouldn't be doing this. So, I left it blank, that's why. Let me just type back in subscribe again. If I can get the keyboard to come off. There we go. Subscribe. And then, now we know we've got an interesting effect going on here. We can start adding FX to each layer. So we'll leave the original one as it was, and we'll start adding effects to each layer. So this one will have, but I always put on scaled objects for no reason. What's that? Oh, nice. Stream elements and I are on the same page. Please like and subscribe. That is my bot that automatically says it every so often. So that's cool. That was working. So we'll dig into this particular layer. Remember, just the group, not what's in the group, just the group itself. So if we go to the outer shadow, put that on. There we go. But if you go back to the original, go into the words and change the word, it now changes with that effect, like activated, which is a bit odd. So I can't spell. So let's go to another one and put a different effect. Let's go scaled object. Let's go for a 3D effect on this one. Let's put a 3D on. You can barely see it because it's the same color, which we will sort out in a minute. Just to get it to say you see it better. There we go. So now it's got that effect and that effect, which can happen. Very weird, like on different layers within the asset. this gets really Inception, I tell you. It's very odd. But with these effects, you can now change the word again, and it gets even weirder. So let's get this top layer and duplicate it. Now, if we wanted to change the color of this layer, I'm just gonna move it up even further, like so. If we wanted to change the color of that layer, we try and change the color, and oh look, it changed everything to the same color, which is what we don't want. So let's go back. Now to stop that happening, we just add it into another group. So look at our friend the rectangle, back out. I'll make that red so we can see it. There we go. And then this particular group and this rectangle, we'll make that into a group. And I'll go into that group and delete that rectangle. So that we're left with a group within a group now. So if we change it now to say blue, it changed. Did I do it wrong? I must have done that wrong somehow. Group within a group. Now it's gonna show me it as a liar. That shouldn't change. That should stay how it was. What have I done wrong? If I change this group, because it's in a group. No, we're still done. Let me try putting that group into another group. Because like I say, sometimes it does things that are a bit weird. So let's add that one into a group and get rid of that rectangle. So now we've got a group within a group within a group. So let's change the color of this one. Let's see what happens. No, it's still doing it. Very weird. In my testing earlier, it didn't change. It only changed the top one. I wonder why. What am I doing wrong? Very odd. It's like constantly changing. Oh, wait. I know. So let's go back to the other one. We'll put the effect off. We'll turn that effect off. Actually, we'll leave that on as well. But we'll put a color overlay effect. There we go. So now we can change that color overlay to blue, say. That's it. That's how we did it. So now it doesn't affect anything underneath it, which is very cool because this is groupception. It's like within a group. Hopefully you'll see what I mean. Like groups within groups. The other time that this comes in very handy is, let me have I got, I'll just get an image from Pixby. In fact, we'll just use that house. That'll do lovely. So make that house wherever it is, there. And we'll duplicate that. So now we have just the house. Get out like the cushion. Yeah, just put that back in. Just underneath here. Get rid of subscribe. We don't need it anymore. So here we go. So we got just the image now. Very cool. Right. Now I'm gonna recreate that main in a minute. So I'm just gonna make an ellipse. Just like that. Yeah, there we go. So this is now, and then we can make this a blue main. And you can do that in the image with a blend mode. So we change that to multiplier or something, and we make that a blue main. Okay, very cool. Now, if I put another ellipse on top of that ellipse, so say right there, and I change this one to erase, what you'll find is that it goes through the blue main and through the image itself. Like literally erase just goes through everything to the back of the page. Like even if it was white, it would go through and make it transparent. So yeah, erase, very powerful but very awkward to use. So we just want it to affect just that spot in the blue main. That's really it's really cheeky, and I bet they patch it out very soon. So making just that erase effect just the blue main, we can use our friend the group, so and that it won't affect the image underneath. So if we just group those two, it only erased that bit of the main and not the image underneath. So I can move this around and it will only affect that blue main. It doesn't affect anything else. So that is something that you can play around with, especially when you want to delete something image, but you don't want the whole thing deleted. You just want just that piece, and that's how you do it. Or at least that's how you do it for now with with the creeps. They're like I say, they are magical, but then they don't work sometimes. Like if you do scale with object and lines are within a group, it shouldn't affect those lines within the group or within a group within a group, one of them, and that gets quite annoying, as I'm sure you're aware. Like you put on scaled object and it still messes up your drawing, and that's because it's affecting lines within a group within a group. So yeah, there's something not right with groups at the moment, or has it ever been? Because I think you could do this from version 1. And now I've probably just ruined it for everyone because I just put it on the internet. So sorry, Affinity. But here we go. Hopefully that was interesting for you. And now I'm gonna open up the floor to more Q&A because I'm out of stuff to teach you now. And if there's any questions, we will answer them. Again, feel free to write questions in the comments or in our free community. Has a little Q&A section, and then we'll answer it, or we'll try to answer it in the chat itself, but I'll answer it in the live like this. So I'll just wait for any questions if you have any. You have to select groups and select scaled object. Yeah, see what I mean? So annoying. You're still on crease time. Well, they'll miss crease all the time. I hear you won another crease whilst you're on this crease. So, any questions at all, guys? Otherwise, I'm gonna call it because I'm pretty tired as well. To be fair, I got so many complaints on my shirt design you made. What? Oh, complaints, compliments. I can't read. I need glasses, and I really do. I should wear them more. Compliments on the shirt design. That's so cool. I would show you, but I can't remember where I put it. Yeah, you have to try the Greek within a Greek within a Greek. It's so strange, Segmenter. It is, honestly. And hopefully they never patch it because it's so fun. Like, if something doesn't work, then put it in a group, see if it works now. Because sometimes it will, sometimes it won't. Very strange. And it is something about putting it in a group. It is definitely very strange. Magical groups. Let's call it a feature, shall we? So I take it there was no more questions. Just waiting for the chat to catch up. Scaled update is your biggest pet peeve. I've always said it should be on by default, and then you turn it off when you don't need it, which would make more sense, especially to someone who always scales his drawings. It is quite annoying. They tried saving it by putting scaled object override, but it never worked. brilliantly. I agree. Default would be better. Absolutely. Yeah, they should definitely have it on by default, and then you turn it off when you don't need it. That would make more sense in my head. So yeah, I think we've covered everything. Default should always be on. Yes, absolutely. Yes. So yeah, I think that's gonna be it for this week. So thanks for coming everyone, and I will see you on the next one.